Hey everyone, Dan here at Fanatic. Today I get to introduce to you something new. You've seen the Lyrik Ultimate. This one is off of my Transition Sentinel. Here we have the RockShox ZEB. This is the ZEB Ultimate. I've been running this for about 2 weeks, swapped directly off of my Lyrik, and it is RockShox's competition to the Fox 38. You knew it was coming, here it is. Now, Lyrik has been out for a long time. It's a phenomenal fork. It's been used by the whole RockShox Enduro race team, and it uses 35mm stanchions, as does their Boxer. The ZEB, which is short for Zebulon, named after Zebulon Pike, another RockShox fork. He's the alpinist who first summited Pikes Peak in Colorado. Look it up. The ZEB uses 38mm diameter stanchions. You'll see some clips of my coworker Max running a very similar fork to this on the brand new Evil Reckoning, which comes stock with that. That's sort of the bike that it is designed around: long travel, really big, really burly bikes that you can race Enduro on, you can take to the bike park when they're open, maybe not this summer, and really just kind of put through the ringer. Now, what did they focus on with this fork? The feedback they were getting from their product development, their pro racers, was that they didn't necessarily need fore and aft stiffness, that's that direction, but what these people, really fast bike riders, wanted was torsional stiffness. So they have increased the stiffness of this fork over the Lyrik by 22%, 22.5%, I think, in their testing is what they came back with. Fore and aft didn't matter, it's 2% stiffer, but no need to improve that, and side to side stiffness by 7%. So that really comes into play when you're bombing down like a really rough, rooty, rocky, whatever it may be, wherever you are, section of trail, and your front wheel is getting jostled around and you're holding your line or trying to hold your line. Your front wheel often gets deflected. And I don't know that I would have noticed this prior to trying the ZEB, but comparing the two, this one holds a much cleaner line through there. You can kind of just lock your arms and charge through in a way that you can with the Lyrik. It just feels a little different, doesn't feel quite as precise and secure. Same thing with really hard corners where you're like kind of slamming against a berm or something like that. You don't get as much deflection with this fork as with the Lyrik. Actually, they quantified it, 22% less deflection. Anyways, that's kind of the main thing they've done with this fork. And the way they did that is with those 38mm stanchions. They designed a whole new crown as well. The Ultimate features a machined crown where they took excess material off after, forging it to get rid of as much weight as possible, and a whole new lowers unit. You can see here the difference. The ZEB has a much boxier, kind of more aggressive look, as well as cool little features like a metal brake hose clamp on the ZEB, which is pretty cool. That's similar to the Cane Creek helm, if you've seen that. And I was happy to see it on this fork as well. Another thing they've done, you'll see the lack of a pinch bolt. I asked about that, and they feel that they can accomplish sort of a similar increase in stiffness by using torque caps, which you're familiar with. They've been out for a while. It's sort of a larger surface area end cap that you can get from many front hubs, and it just increases the connection down here between your hub and the axle. Other things they've focused on, with the ZEB now being exclusive to like their 60mm plus forks and the Lyrik not having to do double duty, they've really focused on where the bushings need to be to get optimal overlap, which creates just sort of a smoother suspension feel. When your fork legs are twisting, which with a 180mm Lyrik starts to happen a bit more, your uppers start to bind in your lowers, so your wheel isn't able to move up and down as smoothly. And that is, I think, what is really noticeable here. They've stuck with their really phenomenal Charger 2.1 damper. They felt that there was no updates needed to that just yet, and I'd tend to agree. I've loved this fork, and I felt the same way about this one. It's very easy to set up. And they, in fact, developed this air spring, which functions very similarly to the new Lyrik Pike air spring. They developed that all at the same time. So it's the same thing where it sits high in its travel, and just feels really supportive throughout the whole stroke. You will run a little bit less air pressure in this fork for a given weight, but as always, they have their handy little chart here. And all in all, this fork was just a total breeze to set up. Is it worth upgrading your Lyrik to a ZEB? That sort of depends on who you are, what type of riding you're doing. I'm 165 pounds. I don't know, again, that I would have noticed that a Lyrik wasn't stiff to begin with. When I tried it back to back with this fork, I did. And honestly, I really love this fork. I think if I was building up a new bike, I would absolutely buy this fork. I would not have thought that I wanted a stiffer fork than the Lyrik or something like the 36. And in fact, I kind of think I do, as much as I hate to say it. This thing is really, really sick. You also get the feeling that it kind of is a little smoother through the travel, and that may be because of that good bushing overlap and because it's not getting kind of tweaked around as much. It can just smoothly use all its travel. Again, this fork comes in the slab gray that you see here, as well as a shiny black, much like the Lyrik here, and it comes stock with kind of chrome decals. You can also get all sorts of different other decals on our website, and you can build this up to bikes like that brand new Reckoning that you've been watching Max ride. If you have any questions about this fork, definitely let us know in the comments below. Happy to answer them. I've been spending quite a bit of time on it, and I'm quite the fan. You can also always give us a call at 844-FANATIC. That's 844-326-2845. Shoot us an email, bug Rich, who you'll see doing a review on the Reckoning. He's been spending quite a bit of time on that as well, so he has good feedback on this fork also. Anyways, that does it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.